One sunny afternoon, Lon was busy shopping at her local supermarket, picking up groceries for the week. As she maneuvered her cart through the aisles, she noticed a heavily pregnant woman nearby. The woman looked visibly tired, struggling to balance her shopping list and the items in her cart. Lon felt a surge of empathy. She remembered her own experiences with exhaustion during her pregnancy, and without hesitation, she approached the woman. "Hi there. You seem to be having a tough time. Can I help you with your shopping?" Lon offered warmly. The woman's eyes lit up with relief. "Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I just need to grab a few more items, but I'm finding it a bit overwhelming," she replied, her voice tinged with fatigue. Lon smiled and helped the woman gather her groceries, carefully placing each item in the cart. They chatted as they went, and Lon learned that the woman's name was Mai and that she was due to give birth in just a few weeks. They shared laughter and stories about their pregnancies, and Lon felt a connection forming between them. Once they finished shopping, Lon insisted on helping Mai take her groceries to her car. As they reached the parking lot, Lon noticed how the woman leaned against the cart for support. "You really shouldn't be carrying all this heavy stuff. Let me help you get everything in the car," Lon said, loading the bags with care. Afterward, they exchanged contact information, and Lon waved goodbye as Mai drove off, grateful for the kindness she had received. That day, Lon felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing she had made a small difference in someone's life. A year passed, and Lon found herself facing significant challenges at work. The company she worked for was undergoing major restructuring, and her position was at risk. Stress mounted as she worried about her future and how she would support her family. Feeling overwhelmed, she reached out to friends and colleagues for support, but none seemed to offer a solution to her dilemma. One day, while preparing for an important meeting, Lon received an unexpected email. It was from Mai. She had kept track of Lan's contact details and wanted to check in. The message was friendly and warm, and it immediately brought back memories of their chance encounter in the supermarket. Curious, Lon replied and shared a bit about her current situation. To her surprise, Mai responded almost instantly. "I remember how helpful you were to me during my pregnancy. I'm actually now a partner at a consulting firm, and we're looking for skilled professionals for some upcoming projects. If you're interested, I'd love to discuss potential opportunities with you," Mai wrote. Lon couldn't believe her eyes. What were the odds? The woman she had helped a year ago was now in a position to offer her a lifeline. Excitement mingled with anxiety as she set up a meeting with Mai. When the day arrived, Lon dressed confidently and reminded herself that she was capable. At the meeting, they exchanged stories and laughter, and Lon felt the same warmth from their previous encounter. Mai explained the projects they were working on and how Lan's skills could be a perfect fit. "You were there for me when I needed help. Now, let me be there for you," Mai said, her sincerity shining through. After their discussion, Lon left the meeting feeling hopeful for the first time in weeks. Mai's offer opened new doors for her, reigniting her passion and enthusiasm for her work. With Mai's support, Lon secured a position at the consulting firm, allowing her to contribute her expertise while also gaining invaluable experience. As they worked together, Lon and Mai developed a strong professional relationship, built on mutual respect and gratitude. Lon often reflected on how a small act of kindness had come full circle, transforming her life in ways she never imagined. Their collaboration flourished, and as time went on, they tackled challenging projects and celebrated successes together. The bond they formed went beyond just work. They became friends who shared laughter, challenges, and dreams for the future. Years later, as Lon looked back on her journey, she couldn't help but feel thankful for that day in the supermarket. Helping Mai had not only impacted her life but had also led to a profound friendship and career opportunities she had once thought were out of reach. The experience taught Lon the power of kindness and how it can create ripples of positivity in unexpected ways. She vowed to pay it forward, helping others in need whenever she could, just as she had done for Mai. In the end, it was a beautiful reminder that sometimes, the simplest gestures can lead to the most meaningful connections, changing lives in ways that extend far beyond the moment. As Lon settled into her new role at the consulting firm, she became increasingly inspired by the work they were doing. Each project brought unique challenges, but also opportunities to innovate and make a difference. With Mai's guidance, Lon quickly adapted to the fast-paced environment and began to thrive. One day, during a brainstorming session, Lon proposed a new initiative focused on social responsibility. She suggested creating a program that would connect the firm's resources with local communities, helping small businesses and nonprofits thrive. The team was enthusiastic about the idea, and Mai encouraged Lon to lead the project. Energized by this new responsibility, Lon reached out to local organizations, gathering input and ideas. She discovered many small businesses struggling to survive, particularly after the economic downturn. Lon organized workshops to provide them with business strategies, marketing techniques, and financial literacy training. As the initiative gained traction, the firm's employees volunteered their time and skills to support the project, fostering a sense of camaraderie and purpose. Mai often joined Lon in these workshops, sharing her insights and experiences, and together they empowered many local entrepreneurs. Months passed, and the impact of their efforts began to show. Several small businesses reported increased sales and customer engagement, and some even expanded their operations. Lon felt a profound sense of fulfillment, knowing that they were making a tangible difference in their community. Then one day, as they wrapped up a successful workshop, a young woman approached Lon. Tears of gratitude filled her eyes. "I can't thank you enough," she said. "Your workshop helped me turn my bakery into a thriving business. I couldn't have done it without your guidance." Lon felt overwhelmed with emotion. It was moments like these that reminded her why she had pursued this path in the first place. She realized that her journey had come full circle. The support she had given to Mai had now multiplied, creating a network of kindness and assistance that extended far beyond what she could have imagined. As Lon continued to work on the initiative, she remained in close contact with Mai, who became not just a mentor, but a true friend. They often discussed future projects, and one day, Mai suggested they organize a community fair to celebrate the successes of the local businesses they had supported. The idea resonated with Lon, and together they began planning the event. The fair was a celebration of community spirit, featuring booths from local businesses, live performances, and workshops. As the day approached, excitement filled the air. Lon poured her heart into promoting the event, reaching out to local media and engaging the community through social media. On the day of the fair, the sun shone brightly, and the streets were bustling with families and friends. Lon stood at the entrance, welcoming visitors with Mai by her side. They watched as local entrepreneurs showcased their products, and the joy in the air was palpable. Lon took a moment to reflect on her journey. From helping a pregnant woman in a supermarket to leading a community initiative, she marveled at how interconnected their lives had become. It was a beautiful reminder of the power of kindness and how one small act could create a ripple effect of positive change. As the fair continued, Lon was approached by many grateful business owners. One by one, they shared their stories of struggle and triumph, each one a testament to the difference that support and collaboration could make. Lon and Mai exchanged proud smiles, knowing their efforts had fostered a vibrant community of resilience and hope. At the end of the day, as the sun set and the fair came to a close, Lon took a deep breath, feeling a sense of accomplishment wash over her. She turned to Mai and said, "I couldn't have done any of this without your support. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." Mai smiled warmly. "We lift each other up. That's what true friendship is all about. You've created something amazing here, and I'm proud to stand by your side." As they packed up the remaining materials, Lon felt a renewed sense of purpose. She knew that the journey was far from over. There were still many challenges to face and lives to impact. But with the foundation they had built, Lon was confident that together, they could continue to make a difference. In the years that followed, Lon and Mai's partnership blossomed. They launched more initiatives, expanded their outreach, and created lasting change in the community. Their friendship deepened, rooted in shared values and a commitment to uplifting others. Through it all, Lon remained grateful for that chance encounter in the supermarket, a simple act of kindness that had transformed her life and the lives of many others. She had learned that when we extend our hands to help those in need, we not only change their lives but also enrich our own. As she looked to the future, Lon was excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. The journey had taught her that no matter how daunting the challenges, compassion and collaboration would always lead the way. And in her heart, she knew that she would continue to carry the spirit of kindness, inspiring others to do the same, one small act at a time. As time went on, Lon and Mai's influence in the community grew, and their initiatives began to attract attention beyond their local area. They were invited to speak at conferences and workshops, sharing their experiences and insights on the power of community engagement and social entrepreneurship. Their story resonated with many, inspiring others to start similar projects in their own neighborhoods. One day, while preparing for an upcoming conference, Lon received an email that would change everything. It was an invitation to participate in an international summit on social innovation. The event aimed to bring together leaders and changemakers from around the world to share ideas and collaborate on solutions to pressing social issues. Lan's heart raced at the thought of representing her community on such a large platform. Excited but anxious, she discussed the opportunity with Mai. "This could be a great way to showcase our work and connect with others who share our mission," Lon said, her eyes shining with possibility. Mai agreed, adding, "Let's use this chance to not only highlight what we've done but also learn from others. We can bring back valuable insights to help our community grow even more." With renewed determination, they began preparing their presentation. They decided to focus on the transformative power of kindness and the importance of building networks of support. They crafted a compelling narrative, weaving in stories from the community members they had helped, including the young woman who had opened her bakery. As the day of the summit approached, Lon and Mai found themselves both excited and nervous. They arrived at the venue, a grand hall filled with passionate individuals from various backgrounds. The energy was palpable, and Lon felt a mix of awe and inspiration as she mingled with other participants. During the summit, they listened to inspiring talks from social entrepreneurs, innovators, and activists. Each session sparked new ideas and ignited their passion to expand their work back home. When it was finally time for their presentation, Lon took a deep breath, feeling a surge of adrenaline. Standing in front of a diverse audience, they shared their journey, the challenges they faced, the partnerships they forged, and the impact of their initiatives. As Lon spoke about the community fair and the lives they had touched, she could see the audience engaged and moved by their story. After their presentation, they received an overwhelming response. Attendees approached them with admiration, asking questions and expressing interest in collaborating. Lon felt a sense of validation. Their efforts were resonating with others, and they were part of a larger movement toward positive change. One particular conversation stood out. A woman from a non-profit organization in another country approached them with an idea to create an international network of social entrepreneurs. She believed that by connecting people across borders, they could share resources, knowledge, and support each other's initiatives. Lan's eyes lit up at the prospect. "Imagine the possibilities," Lon exclaimed. "We could learn from each other's experiences and adapt successful models to our own communities. This could amplify our impact significantly." Mai nodded enthusiastically. "We should definitely explore this idea further. The world is full of potential allies, we just need to connect the dots." After the summit, Lon and Mai returned home with a wealth of new knowledge, connections, and a revitalized sense of purpose. They quickly began to implement the ideas they had gathered, launching new programs and enhancing their existing initiatives. The community embraced these changes with enthusiasm, and the network of support continued to grow. With their new international connections, they also began hosting exchange programs, inviting social entrepreneurs from different countries to share their stories and practices. This fostered a rich environment of learning and collaboration, and soon, their small community became a hub for social innovation. As their initiatives flourished, Lon took on a mentoring role for young leaders in the community. She found immense joy in guiding the next generation, sharing her experiences and encouraging them to pursue their passions for social change. Mai often joined her, and together, they organized leadership workshops and training sessions. Years later, at a community event celebrating their achievements, Lan stood before a crowd filled with familiar faces, those she had helped, those who had helped her, and many new friends made along the way. The atmosphere was vibrant, filled with laughter and stories of resilience and hope. As she looked out at the crowd, Lan felt a deep sense of gratitude. This journey started with a simple act of kindness, she began, her voice steady but filled with emotion. And look at what we've built together. We are not just a community, we are a family. We have learned that kindness begets kindness, and when we come together, we can achieve incredible things. The crowd erupted in applause, and Lan's heart swelled with pride. It was a moment of reflection, a testament to the power of compassion, connection, and collaboration. She realized that every small action, every gesture of support, had contributed to this beautiful tapestry of community. As the sun set on that remarkable day, Lan knew that their work was far from over. The world continued to change, and new challenges would arise. But she was confident that with the bonds they had formed and the spirit of kindness they had nurtured, they could face anything that came their way. In that moment, she made a silent promise to herself and to the community, to continue spreading kindness, to foster connections, and to inspire others to do the same. Because in the end, it was those small acts of compassion that had the power to change lives and transform communities, one heart at a time. As the months rolled on, the energy within the community continued to flourish. Lan and Mai's initiatives had sparked a movement, attracting attention from local media and even national organizations. Their story became a beacon of hope, illustrating how grassroots efforts could lead to significant change. One day, while reviewing the latest project proposals with Mai, Lan received a call from a prominent national television network. They wanted to feature their work in a documentary highlighting successful social enterprises. Lan's heart raced with excitement. This was a fantastic opportunity not just to share their story, but to inspire others across the country to take action in their own communities. Imagine the impact we could have! Lan exclaimed, her eyes gleaming with enthusiasm. This could really put a spotlight on the importance of community support and social responsibility. Mai nodded in agreement. Let's make sure we showcase the individuals and businesses that have benefited from our programs. They are the real heroes of this journey. With their vision set, Lan and Mai began preparations for the documentary. They reached out to community members, asking for their participation and stories. The response was overwhelming. People were eager to share how their lives had changed, and the spirit of collaboration was palpable. The day of the filming arrived, and the crew set up at the community center where many of their initiatives were based. Lan felt a mix of nerves and excitement as she greeted the filmmakers, making sure every detail was perfect. They started with interviews, featuring local business owners and individuals whose lives had been transformed by the support they received. One poignant moment came when they filmed a bakery owner, the same young woman who had once thanked Lan for her help. Now, she was thriving, employing others and giving back to the community. I owe so much to this program and to Lan and Mai, she said, her voice steady but emotional. They believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. As the documentary unfolded, it became clear that the impact of Lan and Mai's efforts extended far beyond just individual success stories. It illustrated a tapestry of resilience, solidarity, and empowerment that had taken root in the community. The filmmakers captured the joy of people coming together, celebrating their achievements, and supporting one another. After filming wrapped up, Lan and Mai reflected on the experience. This is going to reach so many people, Lan said, her heart full. We can inspire others to take that first step, to help someone in need, just as we did. When the documentary aired weeks later, the response was incredible. Viewers were moved by the stories of transformation and the power of community. Many reached out to inquire about how they could start similar initiatives in their own areas. Lan and Mai found themselves inundated with messages and requests for advice. Encouraged by the positive feedback, they organized a series of online workshops aimed at guiding others through the process of building community support networks. Each session was filled with participants eager to learn, share, and collaborate. Lon felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just making a difference locally anymore, but were now helping to ignite change in communities far and wide. As they continued to grow their programs, they also kept an eye on new challenges. One of the pressing issues that arose was food insecurity, particularly among families still struggling from the economic fallout of recent events. Recognizing the urgent need, Lon and I brainstormed ways to address this crisis. They decided to launch a community kitchen initiative, where volunteers could prepare meals for those in need. Lon reached out to local restaurants and chefs, many of whom were excited to lend their expertise. I coordinated logistics, and soon they had a team of volunteers ready to make a difference. The first community kitchen event was a resounding success. Families came together to enjoy hot meals, and the atmosphere was filled with laughter and connection. People shared their stories over dinner, forging new friendships and strengthening community ties. Lon and I beamed with pride, knowing their efforts were helping to create not just meals, but a sense of belonging. As the months turned into years, the community kitchen became a staple of their outreach efforts. It evolved into a hub for not only food distribution but also education on nutrition, cooking skills, and financial literacy. They organized workshops where community members could learn to prepare healthy meals on a budget, empowering them to take control of their own food security. One day, during a particularly busy kitchen event, Lon noticed a familiar face in the crowd. It was the elderly man she had helped in the supermarket years ago. He had become a regular volunteer, showing up week after week to lend a hand. His presence reminded her of how far they had all come together. "Thank you for everything," he said, tears of gratitude in his eyes. "I never imagined I could give back like this. You taught me the power of kindness." Lon felt her heart swell with emotion. Their journey had indeed come full circle. Each person they had helped had the potential to uplift others, creating an ever-expanding network of support and compassion. One evening, as Lon and I cleaned up after another successful community kitchen event, they sat down to reflect on their journey. "Can you believe how far we've come?" Lon said, a smile spreading across her face. "From that simple act of kindness to all of this." I nodded, her eyes shining. "It's incredible. And it all started with you being there for someone in need." It's a reminder that our actions, no matter how small, can create ripples of change. As they talked, they made a pact to continue their work, to keep the spirit of kindness alive in their community. They envisioned expanding their initiatives further, exploring new ways to address pressing social issues, and inspiring others to join them on this journey. And so, the story continued, a tale of compassion, resilience, and the unwavering belief that together, they could make the world a better place, one act of kindness at a time. The journey was far from over, but with each step, Lon and I were determined to create a legacy of hope and support for generations to come. As Lon and I moved forward, they realized that the need for support in their community was ever evolving. While they had made significant strides in addressing food insecurity and fostering a sense of belonging, they recognized that mental health was another critical area requiring attention. Many residents were struggling with the pressures of daily life, especially in the aftermath of recent events that had affected so many. Determined to make a difference, they began researching mental health resources and how best to integrate them into their existing programs. They reached out to local therapists, counselors, and mental health advocates to discuss the possibility of hosting workshops and support groups. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Many professionals were eager to volunteer their time and expertise. Lon and I organized a community forum to gauge interest and gather input. On the day of the event, they were thrilled to see a diverse group of community members eager to participate. As they facilitated discussions, people began sharing their stories, experiences of loss, anxiety, and the struggle to cope. It became clear that there was a deep desire for open conversations about mental health. "We need to create a safe space for everyone," I emphasized during the forum. "A place where people can come together, share their experiences, and seek help without fear of judgment." With that in mind, they launched a series of support groups and workshops focused on mental health awareness and resilience. They invited guest speakers, organized mindfulness sessions, and provided resources for those seeking professional help. Slowly but surely, the stigma surrounding mental health began to diminish as community members engaged openly and honestly. The success of these programs was evident. People started forming connections, supporting one another, and attending sessions regularly. They learned coping strategies, practiced mindfulness techniques, and discovered the power of vulnerability. Lon and Mai watched as individuals blossomed, finding strength in their shared experiences. One particularly impactful moment came during a workshop led by a local therapist. Participants were encouraged to write letters to their future selves, expressing their hopes, dreams, and affirmations. When they shared these letters in small groups, the room filled with tears, laughter, and heartfelt connections. It was a cathartic experience that bonded everyone in the circle. Months passed, and as the community flourished, Lon and Mai decided to hold a mental health awareness event. They envisioned a day filled with activities, workshops, and resources, aimed at breaking down barriers and encouraging open dialogue about mental health. On the day of the event, the atmosphere was electric. Community members, families, and local businesses came together to support the cause. There were booths with information about mental health resources, activities for children, and mindfulness stations. Food trucks offered healthy options, and local musicians played uplifting music. The highlight of the day was a panel discussion featuring community members who had bravely shared their journeys. Their stories resonated deeply with the audience, inspiring hope and illustrating that healing is possible. Lon stood backstage, feeling a wave of gratitude wash over her. She knew that this event was not just about raising awareness, it was about creating a culture of support and compassion. As the event concluded, Lon and Mai took a moment to reflect on the incredible progress they had made. Their initiatives had become a lifeline for many, and they felt proud of the connections they had fostered. But they also knew that there was still work to be done. Encouraged by the success of their mental health programs, they began exploring partnerships with local schools to implement educational initiatives focused on mental wellness. They believed that starting these conversations early could help children and teens develop healthy coping mechanisms and resilience. With the help of teachers and school counselors, they organized workshops for students, parents, and educators. These sessions addressed topics such as stress management, emotional intelligence, and the importance of seeking help. The response was enthusiastic, and soon, schools across the district began implementing similar programs. One day, while attending a school workshop, Lon received a heartfelt letter from a high school student. In it, the student expressed how the program had helped her navigate a difficult time, providing her with tools to manage anxiety and stress. The letter was a testament to the impact their work was having on young lives. As the seasons changed and the year progressed, Lon and Mai found themselves busier than ever. Their community initiatives continued to grow, and new partnerships flourished. They established a mentorship program that paired experienced professionals with young adults seeking guidance in their careers. The program became a platform for sharing knowledge and fostering growth within the community. On a particularly rainy day, while Lon was working in the community center, she received a surprise visit from a former participant of their early initiatives. It was the young woman who had started her bakery and had become a vital part of the community. She was now thriving, and her business had expanded significantly. "I wanted to come by and thank you," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Because of that, I've been able to give back to the community as well." Moved by her words, Lon replied, "You are the one who made it happen. Your success is an inspiration to us all." The young woman shared her plans to host a baking class for local children, teaching them valuable skills and encouraging creativity. Lan's heart swelled with pride. It was a beautiful reminder of how the seeds of kindness they had planted had grown into a flourishing garden of support and opportunity. As Lon and Mai continued their work, they kept their eyes open for new ways to make an impact. They organized community cleanup events, health fairs, and educational workshops on various topics, always seeking to uplift and empower those around them. Years later, as they stood together at an annual community celebration, Lon reflected on the journey they had taken. The once small acts of kindness had transformed into a vibrant network of support, hope, and resilience. The community was thriving, filled with connections and a shared commitment to lifting each other up. Looking out at the crowd, Lon felt a sense of fulfillment. She knew that the work they had done together was just the beginning. The legacy of kindness and compassion would continue to ripple outward, inspiring others to take action, to help one another, and to build a brighter future for all. In that moment, Lon made a silent vow to keep the spirit of community alive, to nurture the connections they had formed, and to remind everyone that even the smallest acts of kindness could create lasting change. Together, they had built something beautiful, and they would continue to do so, one heart at a time. As the years went by, the community continued to thrive, and the spirit of collaboration only grew stronger. Lon and Mai became well-known figures, not just in their town, but in the larger region as advocates for community development and social change. Their story inspired others, prompting neighboring towns to reach out and learn from their initiatives. Recognizing the potential for further impact, Lon and Mai decided to host an annual Community Day, a celebration of everything they had accomplished together. It would be a day filled with workshops, entertainment, and opportunities for community members to showcase their talents and resources. They envisioned it as a way to reinforce the bonds formed through their various initiatives and to inspire even greater participation. Months of planning ensued, and the excitement within the community was palpable. Local businesses offered to sponsor activities, artists volunteered to perform, and residents eagerly signed up to host booths. The event promised to be a vibrant display of the community's growth and unity. On the day of the event, the sun shone brightly, illuminating the park where the celebration was held. Colorful banners waved in the gentle breeze, and the air was filled with the sounds of laughter, music, and the delicious aroma of food from various vendors. Lon and Mai moved around the venue, greeting attendees and marveling at the sense of joy that enveloped the day. Workshops covered a range of topics, from gardening to financial literacy, and attendees participated enthusiastically. Lon watched as children painted vibrant murals, families shared stories at the storytelling corner, and volunteers set up a kindness wall where people could write messages of gratitude and encouragement. As the afternoon progressed, Lon took a moment to step back and absorb the atmosphere. She noticed a group of teens gathered around a booth that promoted mental health awareness, discussing openly and engaging in activities designed to foster understanding and empathy. It was a beautiful sight, a testament to how far their efforts had come in breaking down the stigma surrounding mental health. Later in the day, the crowd gathered for the keynote address, where Lon and Mai were invited to speak. As they took the stage, a wave of emotion washed over Lon. She reflected on the journey they had taken, the struggles, the triumphs, and the countless lives they had touched. "Thank you all for being here today," Lon began, her voice steady but filled with passion. "What started as a small initiative has grown into something incredible, and that's because of each and every one of you. Together, we've built a community that supports, uplifts, and empowers one another." Mai continued, "It's not just about what we've achieved, it's about the relationships we've formed and the lives we've changed. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's continue to look out for one another and seek ways to help those in need." As they finished their speech, the crowd erupted into applause. Lon felt a sense of belonging and fulfillment that she had never experienced before. It was a reminder that their work was not just a job, it was a calling, a shared journey of compassion and connection. After the speeches, the festivities continued with music, dance, and even a talent show featuring local artists. Lon marveled at the array of talent on display, from musicians to poets to dancers, all showcasing the creativity and resilience of their community. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the park, Lon noticed a familiar face in the crowd, one she hadn't seen in years. It was the elderly man she had helped during her early initiatives, the one who had once shared his heartfelt gratitude. He approached her with a warm smile, pride evident in his eyes. "Look at what you've created," he said, gesturing to the lively scene around them. "You've turned compassion into action, and it's inspiring." "Thank you for your support over the years," Lon replied, her heart swelling with appreciation. "You were one of the first to believe in this vision, and your journey has inspired so many." As the day came to a close, Lon and Mai reflected on how far they had come and how many lives they had impacted. they recognized that their journey was far from over. The challenges facing their community would continue to evolve, but with the relationships they had built, they felt more equipped than ever to meet those challenges head-on. In the months that followed, Lon and Mai expanded their initiatives even further. They established scholarships for students pursuing higher education, created programs aimed at supporting local artisans and entrepreneurs, and continued to address mental health and food security. They also embraced technology, launching an online platform that connected community members with resources, volunteer opportunities, and educational content. The platform quickly gained traction, becoming a hub for collaboration and engagement. As they navigated these new avenues, they often found themselves reflecting on the initial act of kindness that had set everything in motion. It was a powerful reminder that change begins with a single step, a moment of compassion that can resonate through time. One evening, while preparing for another community meeting, Lon received a phone call from a national news network. They were interested in featuring their story as part of a segment on grassroots movements making a difference in society. Lon was both thrilled and humbled. This was another opportunity to share their message and inspire others. As the team prepared for the interview, Lon and Mai made a pact to focus on the community's voices, highlighting the individuals who had come together to create meaningful change. They believed that it was those personal stories that truly captured the essence of their mission. When the day of the filming arrived, the energy in the community center was electric. Residents eagerly gathered to share their experiences and showcase the impact of their collective efforts. Lon and Mai stood by, filled with pride as they watched their community shine. The documentary aired weeks later, and the response was overwhelming. People from all over the country reached out, inspired by the stories of resilience and unity. Many sought guidance on starting similar initiatives in their own towns, creating a ripple effect of kindness and community building across the nation. Lon and Mai knew that their work was far from complete. With each new opportunity, they continued to nurture the connections they had fostered and encouraged others to take action in their own lives. They understood that the heart of their mission lay not only in addressing immediate needs but in empowering individuals to become catalysts for change. As they moved into the next chapter of their journey, Lon and Mai were determined to keep the spirit of community alive, ensuring that every act of kindness, no matter how small, would continue to create lasting change. With each step they took, they inspired others to do the same, solidifying their legacy of compassion, hope, and resilience for generations to come. As the seasons changed, Lon and Mai felt a renewed sense of purpose. The success of their initiatives and the positive feedback from the community fueled their desire to explore even more ways to give back. They began brainstorming new projects, focusing on sustainability and environmental awareness, recognizing that a healthy community relies on a healthy planet. They organized a series of workshops centered around eco-friendly practices, such as composting, recycling, and sustainable gardening. Local experts volunteered their time to lead sessions, and the community responded enthusiastically. Families came out in droves, eager to learn how they could reduce their carbon footprint and contribute to a cleaner environment. During one of these workshops, Lon met a young girl named Emily who was particularly passionate about nature. Emily spoke about her dream of creating a community garden, a space where residents could grow their own vegetables and flowers while fostering a sense of togetherness. Inspired by her enthusiasm, Lon and Mai decided to help her make that dream a reality. They rallied community support, securing a vacant lot in the neighborhood to transform into a community garden. With the help of volunteers, they cleared the land, planted seeds, and built raised beds. The garden quickly became a symbol of unity, with families taking turns caring for the plants and sharing the harvest. As the garden flourished, so did the relationships among community members. Neighbors who had previously only waved to each other began to bond over their shared love for gardening. Children learned the importance of nurturing plants, while adults exchanged recipes and gardening tips. The garden became a gathering place, filled with laughter and the joy of collaboration. One sunny afternoon, Lon and Mai hosted a garden festival to celebrate the first harvest. They invited everyone to bring dishes made from the fruits and vegetables they had grown together. The event was a resounding success, showcasing the community's culinary creativity and commitment to sustainability. As people shared stories about their gardening experiences, Lon noticed a shift in the atmosphere. The garden had not only provided fresh produce but had also strengthened the community's resilience and interconnectedness. It was a beautiful reminder of how nature could bring people together. Meanwhile, Lon and Mai continued to receive inquiries from other towns and organizations interested in replicating their community model. They decided to create a comprehensive guidebook detailing their journey, lessons learned, and practical steps for others to follow. The guidebook would serve as a resource for anyone looking to foster community spirit and drive social change. With the help of local writers and graphic designers, they worked tirelessly to create a visually appealing and informative guide. Once completed, they organized a launch event, inviting community members and local leaders to celebrate the release. The book not only highlighted their achievements but also included stories from residents, emphasizing the power of collective action. The launch event was filled with excitement, as attendees flipped through the pages and shared their thoughts. As Lon addressed the crowd, she felt a deep sense of gratitude. This guide is not just a reflection of our journey, it's a testament to what we can achieve when we come together, she said. I hope it inspires others to take action in their own communities. In the following months, they distributed the guidebook to various organizations, schools, and libraries. The response was overwhelming. Communities began reaching out, sharing their own success stories inspired by Lon and Mai's model. It was a testament to the ripple effect of kindness and collaboration. As the seasons turned again, Lon and Mai found themselves reflecting on the transformative journey they had embarked on. The garden, the workshops, and the guidebook were just pieces of a larger tapestry woven from countless acts of compassion and connection. One day, as they walked through the community garden, Lon felt a sense of peace wash over her. The plants swayed gently in the breeze, and laughter echoed from families enjoying the space. She turned to Mai, who was admiring a sunflower towering above them. Can you believe how far we've come? Lon asked, a smile spreading across her face. I know, Mai replied, her eyes sparkling with joy. And it all started with that first small act of kindness. It's amazing to see how it's grown into something so beautiful. Their conversation was interrupted by a group of children running past, laughter filling the air as they raced toward the swing set nearby. Lon and Mai exchanged knowing glances, realizing that the future of their community was bright. They were witnessing the seeds of compassion taking root, nurturing a new generation committed to caring for one another and their environment. In the months that followed, Lon and Mai decided to expand their efforts even further. They partnered with local schools to integrate community service into the curriculum, encouraging students to engage in volunteer work and connect with their neighbors. They believed that instilling a sense of social responsibility in young minds would ensure the continuation of their mission for years to come. As they worked with educators to develop programs, they found that students were eager to participate. From organizing food drives to helping at local shelters, the youth became active contributors to the community. Their enthusiasm was infectious, and soon, families were joining in to support the students' initiatives. One particularly memorable project involved the students organizing a day of service, where they would complete various service tasks throughout the community. They painted murals, cleaned parks, and assisted local nonprofits. The outpouring of support was incredible. Businesses donated supplies, and community members volunteered their time to mentor the students. On the day of the event, Lon and Mai watched with pride as the students worked side by side with community members, transforming their surroundings with their energy and creativity. The sense of unity was palpable, and it was clear that a legacy of kindness was being established. As the sun set on that memorable day, Lon and Mai gathered with the students and volunteers for a closing ceremony. They shared stories of the impact made and reflected on the importance of community service. The students expressed their gratitude and excitement for what they had accomplished together. In the years to come, the tradition of the Day of Service became a cherished annual event. It not only brought the community together but also instilled a sense of pride and ownership among the youth. Lon and Mai knew that they were helping to cultivate future leaders who would carry forward the values of compassion and collaboration. As they looked back on their journey, Lon and Mai felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had witnessed the transformation of their community and the lives they had touched. The impact of their efforts was undeniable, and they were inspired by the resilience and strength of those around them. One evening, while reviewing the successes of their initiatives, Lon received an unexpected call from a national organization interested in honoring their work. They were being recognized for their outstanding contributions to community development and social change. When the award ceremony arrived, Lon and Mai stood on stage, surrounded by peers and fellow advocates. As they accepted the award, Lon took a moment to express her heartfelt gratitude. "This honor is not just for us, it's for every single person in our community who has contributed to this journey. Together, we have created a movement of kindness that will continue to thrive." As they left the stage, Lon and Mai felt a renewed commitment to their mission. They understood that while recognition was wonderful, the real reward lay in the connections they had formed and the positive change they had fostered. They were determined to keep pushing forward, knowing that their work was far from over. With each passing year, Lon and Mai remained dedicated to their vision of a vibrant, interconnected community. They embraced new challenges, welcomed fresh ideas, and continued to inspire those around them. They understood that kindness was a journey, one that required continuous effort and dedication. And so, as the sun set on another beautiful day in their community, Lon and Mai looked forward to the future with hope and determination. They knew that, together, they could overcome any challenge, inspire countless others, and build a legacy of compassion that would endure for generations to come. As the years went by, Lon and Mai's initiatives continued to evolve, and their community flourished in unexpected ways. They began to explore partnerships with local businesses, recognizing the potential for collaboration to enhance their impact even further. Many entrepreneurs were eager to support their mission, and together they brainstormed ways to create sustainable business models that could fund community projects while promoting local economic growth. One initiative they launched was a "Shop Local" campaign, encouraging residents to support local businesses. The campaign highlighted the unique offerings of each shop and the stories behind them. Lon and Mai organized community events featuring local artisans, farmers, and vendors, creating vibrant markets where people could gather, connect, and celebrate their local economy. The "Shop Local" campaign quickly gained traction. Residents embraced the idea, and local businesses reported a significant increase in sales. It wasn't just about shopping, it was about fostering pride in their community and supporting one another. Families began to plan weekends around the markets, making it a fun outing that brought people together. Inspired by the success of their campaign, Lon and Mai sought to create a mentorship program that connected aspiring young entrepreneurs with established business owners. They believed that sharing knowledge and experience could empower the next generation of leaders. Local business owners enthusiastically volunteered to mentor students, offering insights and guidance on everything from marketing strategies to financial management. The mentorship program became a cornerstone of their community development efforts. Students gained valuable skills and confidence as they worked on real-world projects alongside their mentors. Many went on to start their own small businesses, contributing to the local economy and inspiring their peers to follow suit. One day, during a mentorship session, a student named Alex pitched an innovative idea for a mobile food truck that would serve healthy meals at local events. Lon and Mai recognized the potential and encouraged him to develop a business plan. With the support of his mentor, Alex secured funding through a community grant and launched his food truck, quickly becoming a beloved fixture at local markets and festivals. As Alex's business flourished, he became a role model for other young entrepreneurs in the community. He often returned to share his experiences, inspiring others to pursue their dreams. Lon and Mai saw firsthand the power of their initiatives to create a ripple effect of positivity and ambition. Meanwhile, the community garden continued to thrive, serving as a backdrop for countless gatherings and celebrations. Lon and Mai organized seasonal festivals to celebrate the harvest, encouraging residents to share recipes and cooking tips. The garden became a symbol of resilience, reminding everyone of the strength that comes from working together. During one particularly successful harvest festival, Lon had the idea to create a cookbook featuring recipes from the community. She envisioned it as a way to preserve the culinary traditions of their diverse population while also promoting the garden's bounty. With Mai's help, they put out a call for submissions and quickly received an overwhelming response. The cookbook project blossomed into something greater than they had anticipated. Families shared stories alongside their recipes, capturing the essence of their heritage and the memories attached to each dish. The finished product was a beautiful collection of culinary traditions, infused with love and connection. At the launch event for the cookbook, residents gathered to celebrate not only the recipes but also the stories that had brought them together. Lon and Mai organized a potluck where everyone could taste the dishes featured in the book, fostering a sense of community and belonging. As the night went on, Lon reflected on the journey they had taken. From that first small act of kindness to the vibrant community they had built, she felt immense gratitude for the support and resilience of everyone involved. The cookbook was more than just a collection of recipes, it was a testament to their shared journey and the bonds formed along the way. In the years that followed, Lon and Mai's work continued to flourish. They expanded their initiatives to include mental health awareness programs, offering workshops and resources to promote emotional well-being. They understood that true community health encompassed not only physical needs but also mental and emotional support. Through partnerships with local therapists and counselors, they created support groups and wellness events that encouraged open conversations about mental health. The response was overwhelming, as residents found solace and strength in sharing their experiences and supporting one another. The impact of their efforts rippled through the community, creating a culture of acceptance and understanding. Lon and Mai saw firsthand how breaking the stigma surrounding mental health transformed lives, encouraging individuals to seek help and prioritize their well-being. As they continued to develop their programs, Lon and Mai were invited to speak at conferences and events across the country, sharing their story and inspiring others to take action in their communities. They were met with enthusiastic responses, as people resonated with their message of compassion, resilience, and collaboration. During one of these speaking engagements, Lon found herself reflecting on the initial moment when she chose to help that pregnant woman in the supermarket. It was a small act, but it had set off a chain reaction that changed countless lives. She realized that kindness could take many forms, and even the simplest gesture could lead to profound change. Back home, the community had grown into a model of collaboration and support, with new leaders emerging from their programs. Lon and Mai worked diligently to ensure that their initiatives would endure beyond their involvement, empowering others to take ownership and continue the work they had started. As they entered the next chapter of their lives, Lon and Mai decided to take a step back and focus on mentoring the next generation of leaders within the community. They established a leadership academy, offering training and resources for aspiring community advocates. Their goal was to ensure that the spirit of compassion and collaboration would carry on, inspiring future leaders to make a difference. The academy became a hub for passionate individuals eager to create positive change. Participants learned about community organizing, advocacy, and project management, equipping them with the skills needed to lead initiatives of their own. Lon and Mai felt a deep sense of fulfillment watching their mentor blossom into confident leaders, ready to tackle the challenges facing their community. As they stepped into their new roles as mentors, Lon and Mai remained dedicated to their mission. They understood that the work they had started would continue to evolve, shaped by the needs and aspirations of the community. With each passing day, they were reminded that the heart of their work lay not in accolades or recognition but in the relationships forged and the lives changed through acts of kindness. One day, while walking through the community garden, Lon felt a gentle breeze and heard the laughter of children playing nearby. It was a beautiful reminder of the legacy they were building, a legacy rooted in compassion, resilience, and the belief that together, anything was possible. As they watched the sun set over the garden, Lon and Mai knew that their journey was far from over. They looked forward to the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead, confident that the seeds of kindness they had planted would continue to grow, nourishing their community for generations to come. As Lon and Mai embraced their roles as mentors, the Leadership Academy flourished, attracting diverse participants from all walks of life. They organized workshops, guest lectures, and hands-on projects that allowed aspiring leaders to apply what they learned in real-world scenarios. The Academy became a vibrant hub of creativity and collaboration, where ideas flowed freely and passion ignited change. one particular participant, a young woman named Sarah, stood out for her unwavering determination. She was passionate about environmental sustainability and wanted to tackle plastic waste in their community. Inspired by Lon and Mai's previous initiatives, Sarah proposed a project to reduce single-use plastics by organizing cleanup drives and educational campaigns. Encouraged by Lon and Mai, Sarah developed a comprehensive plan that involved local schools, businesses, and community organizations. With the Academy's support, she organized a plastic-free challenge, inviting residents to commit to reducing plastic usage for a month. The response was overwhelming. Families, schools, and local businesses signed up enthusiastically, eager to make a positive impact. The challenge kicked off with a community-wide event that included guest speakers, interactive workshops, and a family-friendly fair featuring eco-friendly products. Lon and Mai watched with pride as Sarah took the lead, effectively engaging the community and rallying support. As the month progressed, participants shared their experiences on social media, showcasing their efforts to reduce plastic use. The community buzzed with excitement, and it wasn't long before local media picked up the story. Articles highlighting the challenge and its impact began to circulate, bringing even more attention to the cause. At the end of the month, a celebration was organized to recognize the participants' efforts and share the results of the challenge. Sarah led the event, presenting statistics on the amount of plastic waste reduced and the positive changes observed in the community's habits. It was a heartwarming moment as she thanked everyone for their commitment to making a difference. During the celebration, Lon and Mai felt a profound sense of joy witnessing the legacy they had started take on a life of its own. The community was becoming a breeding ground for ideas and innovation, each person inspired to contribute in their own way. As time went on, Sarah's initiative sparked a wave of environmental consciousness in the community. Local businesses began to adopt sustainable practices, schools integrated environmental education into their curriculum, and residents took pride in their role as stewards of the environment. Buoyed by this momentum, Lon and Mai recognized an opportunity to expand their reach even further. They began exploring partnerships with other communities, sharing their experiences and encouraging collaborative projects that could address common challenges. Through networking and outreach, they connected with like-minded organizations across the region. Together, they launched joint initiatives, such as community cleanup days, educational workshops, and resource-sharing programs. It became a movement that transcended borders, uniting communities in a shared vision of sustainability and social responsibility. One day, as they were preparing for a regional conference on community development, Lon received a call from an organization interested in featuring their story. They wanted to create a documentary showcasing the impact of grassroots initiatives on community well-being. Lon and Mai eagerly agreed, seeing it as an opportunity to inspire even more people to take action. The film crew arrived to capture their journey, documenting the countless stories of individuals who had been touched by their work. Interviews with participants from the Leadership Academy, community members, and local business owners highlighted the ripple effect of kindness and collaboration that had become a hallmark of their efforts. As the documentary took shape, Lon and Mai reflected on how far they had come. From a simple act of helping a pregnant woman in a supermarket to creating a movement that inspired countless others, their journey had been transformative. They realized that their story was not just their own, it belonged to everyone who had joined them in their mission. When the documentary premiered at the regional conference, the response was overwhelming. Attendees were moved by the stories of resilience, hope, and community spirit. Lon and Mai received standing ovations, but they graciously acknowledged that the true heroes were the community members who had come together to create lasting change. Following the premiere, they began receiving inquiries from other organizations interested in replicating their model. Lon and Mai were thrilled to share their experiences and offer guidance, empowering more communities to embark on their journeys of compassion and collaboration. As they traveled to speak at various events, they found themselves reflecting on the power of human connection. They witnessed firsthand the potential for positive change that lay within every community, waiting to be ignited by the spark of kindness. Years passed, and Lon and Mai continued to nurture their community and its leaders. They celebrated the successes of their academy graduates, watched them flourish in their careers, and cheered on their new initiatives. It was a beautiful cycle of growth and support, reinforcing the values they had instilled from the very beginning. One afternoon, as Lon walked through the community garden, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. The laughter of children playing, the vibrant colors of blooming flowers, and the smell of fresh produce filled the air. She paused, taking a moment to appreciate the beauty that had emerged from their collective efforts. In that moment, Lon understood that their work was not just about the initiatives or projects but about the relationships they had built and the community spirit they had nurtured. They had created a legacy that would continue to inspire generations to come. As she looked around, she spotted Sarah, now a community leader in her own right, teaching a group of children about sustainable gardening practices. Lon smiled, knowing that the future was in good hands. The seeds of kindness and compassion they had planted were bearing fruit, and the community was thriving. With renewed determination, Lon and Mike committed to continuing their journey of service. They understood that their work would never truly be done, as there would always be new challenges to address and new leaders to nurture. And as long as there were people willing to come together and make a difference, they knew that the spirit of kindness would always prevail. And so, they embraced the future with open hearts, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, confident that together, they could create a brighter tomorrow for all. As Lon and Mai looked back on their incredible journey, they realized that every small act of kindness had woven a rich tapestry of community spirit and resilience. The garden flourished not just with plants but with connections, families sharing meals, children learning from one another, and neighbors supporting one another in times of need. On a sunny afternoon, they decided to host a community celebration to honor all the individuals who had contributed to their journey. As families gathered, laughter filled the air, and stories were shared. The spirit of camaraderie was palpable, and it was clear that their efforts had created a lasting impact. During the event, Lon stood before the crowd, her heart full. She expressed gratitude for the many faces in front of her, each representing a unique story of connection and growth. "Together, we've built something beautiful," she said, her voice steady but emotional. "This community is a testament to what we can achieve, and we come together with compassion and determination." Mai echoed her sentiments, highlighting the importance of continued collaboration and support. They unveiled a new community project, a fund to support emerging leaders with innovative ideas, ensuring that the legacy of kindness would endure for generations. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the gathering, Lon and Mike shared a knowing glance. They understood that their work was far from over, but they felt hopeful about the future. The community was now filled with empowered individuals ready to take on new challenges, inspired by the very principles that had guided them from the start. In that moment, surrounded by friends and supporters, they knew that the seeds of kindness they had sown would continue to grow, nurturing a vibrant and compassionate community for years to come. The spirit of collaboration and love would forever be the heart of their story, and they felt privileged to be a part of it all. With renewed energy and determination, Lon and Mai embraced the future, ready to face whatever came next, knowing that together, they could create lasting change and inspire others to do the same. And as the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, they smiled, looking forward to the countless adventures that awaited them in their journey of service and community.